Hey there people, trans girl Amy here, and today I would like to talk a little bit about orientation and gender. So first of all, I'm going to give a brief description or explanation of gender and orientation. I'll explain the problem with the current systems, and then I'll put out there this new idea that I believe is a good one. So first of all, your gender is what you are, who you are. It's a big part of our lives and a big part of how we do things. The doctors might think you're a gender when you're born, and it might be wrong. If you watch my videos, I'm quite sure you know quite a lot about gender. But let's say you don't. You could be assigned male at birth and grow up to be a man, like my father. You could be assigned female at birth and grow up to be a woman, like my mother. You could be assigned male at birth and grow up to be a woman, like me. You could be assigned female at birth and grow up to be a man. You know, there's various different things. There's not just male and female. There's also other variables to take account, like some people are non-binary. Some people may choose, well, not choose, that's the wrong word there. Some people will choose to be male or female certain days depending on how they feel, so that is right wording there actually. I just don't want to offend anyone. Some people are neither male or female, some people are both at the same time. And as I've already said, some are male one day, female the other day. Some people are, there's various different things. There's so many different genders out there. Just remember that what you're assigned at birth might not necessarily match up later on. Doctors can make mistakes. After all they've got to go on when you're born is what's in your pants. Now a lot of the time that works out great, but more and more we're finding as the years progress that it's clearly not working anymore. So many people are identifying as different from what they're born, what they're identified as. When a doctor's like, oh, it's a boy because it's got a pee-pee. That's actual quotation from medical textbooks. Oh, look, it's got a pee-pee, honestly. Anyway, so they get mixed up, they've not got a lot to go on. As a baby, you can't exactly say, no bitch, I'm a girl. It don't work that way, unfortunately. It'd be awesome. A load of babies talking like Jesse Pinkman. Anyway, so that's gender, and we're already 3 minutes in. These are supposed to be brief explanations. Okay, orientation is what you're attracted to. This one should be much more simple to explain, whether you're attracted to girls, boys, something in the middle, whatever you like. That's just what your orientation is. A man who's attracted to a woman would be considered straight, typically. A woman who is attracted to a man would be considered straight. A man who's attracted to a man would be considered gay. A woman who's attracted to a woman would be considered gay. But there are so many different other variables to throw in. It's a wibbly wobbly ball of timey-wimey gender and orientation stuff. For instance, I am flexible. That means I am physically and emotionally, like mentally or whatever, attracted to girls, where I'm only emotionally and mentally attracted to men. There's no physical side to that. A guy's body does nothing for me. So because of this, I can enter relationships with women much faster, whereas men it takes a bit more time. Now I'll explain the problem that I'm through with all that boring first bit for anybody who just doesn't understand. Now, the problem here is I could be sitting on a dating site. Yes, I do use those. Yes, I am very lonely. No, but I can sit on these things. I can be chatting away to a girl, blah blah blah, having a blast, finding out she's dynamite and she's absolutely loving everything that I'm saying, and she thinks I'm amazing and I think she's amazing, and then I choose to disclose that I'm trans. Now, I'm fairly open about my transgender status. I don't mind who knows, unless I'm in a rough neighbourhood where I think I might get shanked for it. So, I say to them, hey, I'm trans by the way, and suddenly the conversation drops, and they are like, oh, that's cool. Um, you know what? I really like you, and I think you're really cool. Why don't you hit me up after you've had the operation? What? After I've had the operation? That is, first of all, they're assuming that a transgender person is going to have the operation. Not always the case, actually. You'd be surprised the amount of trans women and men and non-binary people that choose not to have any surgeries or even medical treatment, because they might be happy with who they are. They might not be able to afford to do it. They might be worried about the complications and decide that life might be better than risking death. Whatever the reason, it is totally acceptable, and they are still valid as who they are. And for a lesbian to reject a trans woman for what's in her pants is kind of transphobic, because the definition of lesbian pretty much is a woman who loves another woman. That's just kind of how it goes. So why would they reject a trans woman? Just like a lot of lesbians that I've spoke to would happily date a trans man. It's like, well, you're not exactly a lesbian then, are you? But one that I spoke, was one in a couple, there's been a few actually that I spoke to, and I said, well, why would you date a trans man? And they're like, I see them more as a tomboy. And it's like, that is incredibly transphobic. And it goes the same when it's like a gay man or whatever. You can have exactly the same issue. It goes either way. It's two sides to the same coin. Basically, I think what's wrong here is they should maybe say that maybe they're not lesbian after all, so they'll date a guy. You know, maybe they're in fact, I don't know, bisexual with a strict vagina preference. That sounds far more likely, meaning that they will date guys and girls as long as they have a vagina. I think that makes perfect sense. That's why I changed my orientation from lesbian to homo flexible when I realised I started dating guys as well. Because if you're dating somebody and you decide that your orientation is more important than their gender identity, their gender identity is really important, and it really hurtful. Because imagine, right? So you got a trans guy and this lesbian sitting there, and she's like, yeah, I only date girls. So it leaves a trans guy like, wait, what? You think I'm a girl? And then it develops possibly into arguments. It puts real strain on relationships, and it really does hurt the trans person. So maybe if you are guilty of doing that, take a look at yourself and think, well, maybe I am actually bisexual, because after all, gender's up here, not down there. Remember that. Up here, not there. Up here, not there. It's very important. Your brain, that's all you are. Your body is your ship. Think of it like your body's a USS Enterprise, you're Captain Kirk, and you're up there in the bridge. Or Captain Janeway, or whichever Starfleet captain, make your own up, whatever. The point is, gender's up here. If you're only attracted to girls, you're only attracted to what's in here. If you're going to throw genitals into it, maybe you're bisexual with a strong preference, a strict preference for whatever gender you go for. I think that works far better. But that is not the proposed model. No. The proposed model that I bring up here is, how about we ditch the boxes? How about we lose I am attracted to men, I am attracted to women, or I am straight, I am gay? Why don't we make it a slider? Now bear with me here, and you might be saying, what? But think about it. What if we had a slider? One end of the scale, masculine. The other end of the scale, feminine. And what you do is you say, right, okay, what am I attracted to in a person? For me, I'm going to stick it all the way up into the feminine quarter. Now underneath this slider of what you go for, masculinity or femininity, you have little ticky boxes with penis, vagina, either, all, whatever you got in your pants, you can tick. I would tick all the boxes because I don't mind what's in your pants. One of these lesbians that I speak of might put up, sorry, that was a Facebook message on my thing. I hate it when videos do that. I should have muted my computer, I'm sorry. But if it was one of these lesbians that might reject me for being trans, what if we have it that it's like, they would put it as, okay, femininity all the way up, and they would only tick the vagina box. I think that works so much better. It doesn't invalidate anybody, it doesn't tell anybody that they're wrong. Both sides are happy. There's no saying, well, I only date girls, so you must be a girl, or I only date girls, so you must be a girl. You mustn't be a guy like you say you are, because I wouldn't be attracted to you if you were a guy, because I'm a lesbian. It doesn't work that way. I think it's transphobic that way. I think what we need is this slider idea, and the same can go for gender as well, because there's so many out there. Why don't we just make it a slider? I am masculine, I am feminine. I know a lot of people identify as male and female. You can keep that, identify as what you want. I'm just proposing this new system, because not everybody is 100% manly or 100% girly. Nobody is 100% straight, 100% gay. If you think you're 100% manly and 100% straight, get over yourself, Captain America. It's not the 1940s, 50s. It'll be the 1940s. I'm sure he froze in the 1940s. Because 1950s, the war was well over. I'm not exactly great at history, I'm not exactly the brightest either, but I know what's right, and I know that discriminating against somebody by saying, I won't date you, even though I date girls, but I won't date you because you're a girl with a penis, therefore you're not a girl, is wrong. Now, if you agree with me, that's great. If you want to debate it, put it in the comments. I will reply to anybody if they want to challenge me in my idea. Obviously, if you like my video, give it a good old like. It's good to see that people like my stuff. And of course, if you would love to see more of my fantastic videos, well, I wouldn't exactly call them fantastic, but if you want to call them that, okay. If you want to see more of these videos, please hit the subscribe button. Then YouTube will inform you. I also run a Facebook page and an Instagram. Now my Facebook page is updated daily with various transgender news stories, tips and just general transness. My Instagram is taken up with selfies of myself, Edinburgh, and my hobbies. If either of these sound interesting to you, why don't you follow me? It's all in the description anyway. And once again, thank you for watching. You have been wonderful. Transgirl Amy out.